समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. My salutations to Puja Swamiji and to everyone present here. It was on this day, 30 years ago, Gurudev attained Mahasamadhi. And he was 77 physical age at that time. From 1951 to 1993, 42 years, he was committed to full-time service of our country on the spiritual content. Prior to that, he was working for India's freedom. So, if we look at Gurudev's life, his life went more like a yajna, meaning selfless life is what he led all throughout. We are very fortunate to be part of something so divinely blessing to discuss about different wonderful people Gurudev associated with. We started this Swami Chinmayananda Memorial Lecture with Swami Shivananda, Divine Life Society and Chinmaya Mission, where Swami Padmanabhananda himself was here. And he was also in Chinmaya Mission earlier, and then he joined Divine Life. He was here to share those beautiful moments. And then we had with Ramana Ashram, Gurudev's association with Ramana Maharishi and Ashram, through which we got to know something very precious, that in 1950s, Gurudev was in their editorial board for their magazine, which we did not know before. So only when Venkatramanaji, the grand nephew of Ramana Maharishi, was talking to us, we understood that. That in 1950, for the magazine which later called Mountain Path, for it Gurudev was an editor. Then last series we had was with Vivekananda Kendra, how Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda and Eknath Ranade were such good friends, and how Gurudev was the first donor to support Vivekananda Rock Memorial, and how for their workers he used to take regular classes. Now these are something very, very beautiful, where we cherish a lovely relationship of two organizations. In that series of memorial lectures, today we have a very special evening. Gurudev's association with Chatambi Swamigal. You heard what Gurudev said. He clearly considers that as his earliest initiation. And what they were prattling, we did not know. What Chatambi Swami was talking to Gurudev as a child, we did not know. But we can imagine that freedom we have. What exactly they communicated, I don't know, nor do any of us know, mystics. But it gives us a room to imagine, and I imagine, it's poetic, please, don't read it further, it's a devotee's heart is imagining, Don't misquote me, okay? It's just I'm clearly telling you, it's a devotee's heart which has a right to imagine, goes on to imagine. I think it would be Chatambi Swami met Vivekananda. And Vivekananda himself says, I met a very divine mistake when he went to Kerala. They had a long discussion. And then Vivekananda went to Vivekananda Rock. But he met Chatambi Swami there before going to Kanyakumari. And Vivekananda passed away in 1902. And Gurudev was born in 1916. So my imagination would be like, do you remember we met before? Do you recollect something like that? Where I was trying to tell you a few things. It's just a devotee's imagination. Nevertheless, whether that was the actual conversation or not, that doesn't matter, but the vision was the same. What Chatambi Swami spoke with Vivekananda is exactly what Gurudev did. That vision of Swami Vivekananda, if you see, Gurudev carried it forward. So it could be similar lines. The vision aspect could be the same. And what is very lovely about Chatambi Swami is he gave this country Narayana Guru. Imagine our nation without Narayana Guru. When there were a lot of confusion in the society regarding various levels of discrimination, and Hinduism was getting lost in all these discriminations, at that time we needed someone to reset it. See, it's always easy to build a new home. To start a new religion and all that is so easy, one can start. But to renovate the old is not an easy job. It's a very hard job. You renovate the old, you retain everything of the old and re-strengthen it is a very, very hard job. And Narayan Guruji did that. He brought in a very dynamic revolution in the society, making Hindus wake up to see what they should see, and played a vital role in Hindu Renaissance. This is one of the biggest contributions of Chatambi Swami. He gave us Narayana Guru. Because of him, a large chunk of Hindus remained Hindus. This credit goes to Narayana Guru. And Chatambi Swami produced somebody like that. And if you look at Chatambi Swami's work, what a vision this person had. Making mother sing to the child Upanishads. Come on. The mother has to learn Upanishads and sing it to the child. What a vision that is. And we were very good in teaching our children, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. What all we taught, and we took pride in teaching that to the child, isn't it? We grew up that way. All of us were products of that kind of an education. And it was great pride that if we could chant that in front of our friends and relatives, oh great, you could chant nursery rhymes. And there was one Chatambi Swami who brought Upanishads as lullaby. Hey, do you understand the vision? Upanishadic ideas are brought as lullaby, made the mother chant to the child. What a divine parenting tip this is. What a divine parenting tip this is. Please think. The mothers who otherwise were not knowing anything were told, these are the songs you need to sing to your child. Put your child to sleep. When your child is up and you're playing with the child, sing these songs. What? The gist of Upanishads. This kind of initiation is absolutely original. We have never heard anyone doing this. This is Chatambi Swami's original idea. Beautiful thought. To make a mother inspire the child into Upanishadic thinking through a nice song, and they register in the mind. Please remember, however hard you may try, Jack and Jill went up the hill, you can never forget, correct? Try hard, it stays there. We all remember it, isn't it? I mean, imagine something which has gone in, makes no sense to us in life, but it stays. At that early clean slate of a child's mind, these thoughts are put in. Until death we can't forget. All those nursery rhymes, is there still? How many years? How many years have passed? How many experiences have come in our life? But those useless rhymes are still so fresh. In a tender, fresh mind, these ideas were put in. Colonial education. Loyal children of Maculae. But till death we remember these. And there was one Chatambi Swami who revolted in his own way against this. Brought in Upanishadic ideas, brilliant way of life, as a wish, talking to the mother, singing to the child. What was an attempt made? May you listen to auspiciousness. Badram karne vishnuyama deva. Upanishadic idea, but written so poetically like a lullaby. May you listen to auspiciousness. May you watch auspiciousness. May you see auspiciousness. May your path be auspicious. What a wish a mother can have for the child. And this was this great, brilliant saint. Unfortunately, or fortunately, that's a debate, I'm not going into it. I only think if Chatambi Swami was not born in Kerala and somewhere else, I think by now they would have recognized him as a national poet. For this particular aspect itself, India should be proud of such a person who brought a change in parenting by making the mother sing beautiful content from the Upanishads, Vedantic vision through a lullaby. But probably in that state, with so much of turmoil, conversion, suppression, this message has not gone across. He should be celebrated nationally for this one contribution. For his contribution for giving us Narayan Guru, for his contribution of how a parenting should be. But still left to one part of our country, rest of Bharat is not aware of him. May the association of these organizations, these wonderful memories we share, bring us or give us an opportunity to take Chatambi Swami to rest of the country. Thank you very much.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om Shri Teerthapada Sampradayadya Sadgurum Srividyathiraja Gurukulam Bhaje. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram. Humble pranams to Swami Prajnanda Teerthapada Swamigal, Swami Mitrananda, and all the children of Swami Chinmayananda here. It's one of the blissful moments for me to stand before you and speak a few words about my Paratpara Guru, Shri Chattambi Swamigal. I take the privilege to speak or to start my speech from the words of Swami Mitrananda, who told that there is a freedom of imagination. I am also using that freedom of imagination to say a few words about the initiation which we listened to here in the video about Swami Chinmayananda ji, which he received from Chatambi Swamigal. If my memory is right, after 4 days when Chinmayanji was born, Chatambi Swamigal visited his maternal home. And it was he who named him Balakrishnan. When I think of that, an image comes to my mind, that Chatambi Swamigal taking this little baby in his hand. I remember an image of Lord Shiva carrying little Krishna in his hand. In Gita, Bhagavan says, people will think me as a mere body. They don't realize my real nature. Great men are also the incarnations of the divine. All of us are incarnation, but owing to the difference in their conditions of their 3 bodies, the illumination of the consciousness will vary. So I see Shiva and little Krishna in that very divine moment. And as we saw today, around his 3rd or 4th year, Swami came to his home and was cuddling and caressing him, taking him on his chest. Swami Mitrananda ji told us that he was recollecting the memory of his meeting with Swami Vivekananda. So my imagination is going in some other route. So I would like to see it as a Drishti Diksha and Sparsha Diksha of Chatambi Swamigal. And moreover, it was the foundation stone laying ceremony of Chinmaya Mission. The entire Chinmaya Mission has been laid in that moment. When I saw the words of Chinmayanji, that there is no one whom he have met who can match the spiritual legacy of this man. He was a genius in all sense. Chatambi Swamigal is visualized as an avadhuta in our tradition. An Avadhuta, as you all may know, has transcended all the laws of the society. He travels free, he thinks free, he moves freely, and he does whatever he wants. He is beyond all the conventional customs of the society. So, I will continue my speech in different sections, like I will briefly tell you the history of Swamigal, then about his works, and conclude. Chatambi Swamigal was born at Kollur in Thiruvananthapuram, the southernmost part of Kerala. His family was too poor that his parents could not educate him. So he used to hide behind the school and listen to one of the Shastris who was teaching Sanskrit there. 1 year he learned by hiding behind the walls. Somehow the Shastri found that some boy is listening to his classes by hiding behind the wall. And he found that the little boy was Kunyan. His name was Kunyan. In his childhood he was called Kunyan. He was named as Ayyappan, but he was affectionately called by everyone as Kunyan Pillai. So this Kunyan Pillai was found by the Shastri, and he admitted him to the school, understanding that his family is having too much poverty. So he started his learning. But he couldn't continue more, as his father died before his teenage itself. And somehow he used to go to temples, offer prayers, and one day an unknown sannyasi came to a temple there where he visits. He called Kunyan and asked to sit near him, and he initiated him a divine Bala Subramanya mantra. He meditated upon the mantra, he chanted that, and he had the vision of Lord Skanda. And with the blessings of Lord Muruga, Swami has started improving in his spiritual journey. After that, he was known as Shanmukadasan. He was an ardent devotee of Lord Muruga. But because of his poverty, he had to do many kinds of works, including labor work. The secretariat of Kerala today owes much to Swamigal also, because he carried bricks at that time for the construction of the secretariat which is there today. But he never stopped his search for knowledge. He went and met so many scholars and learned from them. He went to Pettail Ramampillai Ashan, who was a teacher of Tamil and music. So he learned there, he was a student there. And finding that this person is too intelligent, the master made him the monitor of this class. In Malayalam, the Malayalam word for monitor is Chatambi. Chatam means law. One who maintains the law in the class is the monitor. So he was given the name Chatambi. From that day, he himself called Chatambi. In all his letters, we can see a sign Chatambi. Only that, he never used Swamigal also. He always, till his death, he wrote only Chatambi. That was his humbleness and simplicity. And Chatambi Swamigal later learned Tamil and music from that Pettail Ramampillai Ashan. And later he met a scholar, Tamil scholar called Swaminatha Deshikar. He was a great scholar in Tamil. And he is also very fond of music also. So he learned higher aspects of Tamil language from Swaminatha Deshikar. So at that time, he was in his teenage. So there was a Vidvat Sadas, a meeting of the scholars, which was held during every Navaratri season in Trivandrum. So many scholars from different parts of, especially from South India, they will come there. And he met a person called Subba Jadapati. He was a great Vedic scholar from Kalladi Kurchi. So he had no son. He was a grihastha, but he had no son. So he took Chatambi Swamigal along with him. And they went to Kalladi Kurchi, and he had 4 years of intense study of Veda, Vedanta, Yoga, music, Nyaya, everything, every school of thought. He had learned in a Gurukula system under the teachings of this Subba Jadapadigal. But after 4 years, he left Kalladi Kurchi and he came back to Thiruvananthapuram, and he walked towards the south, to the Kanyakumari region. And he stayed in the Marutwa Malay. You might have heard of Marutwa Malay, the famous Marutwa Malay in Kanyakumari. So it was an abode of Siddhas, sages, and many such legendary people. So he went there, he sat in meditation for a long time. There he met a yogi called Kumaravelu, who is also known as Atmananda Yogi. And Atmananda Yogi initiated him into Agastya Sampradaya of yoga. So in this Agastya Sampradaya, there are some secret yogic techniques which are not mentioned in the Yoga Sutras or other texts like Kheranda Samhita or other yogic texts. So he learned yoga in the Agastya Sampradaya, including mudras like Khechari. So he became an expert in that, and he started practicing the Samadhi using Khechari Vidya. So he has evolved as a yogi par excellence. But he learned all the Shastras, all the yogic techniques. Before learning from Atmananda Swami, he learned Hatha Yoga from Teerthapada Swami also, a little bit of Hatha Yoga. But this never made him completely happy. He was searching for something else. He was never satisfied with this yogic states, knowledge from the literature, so sacred texts and scriptures. He was waiting for something else. Because he had learned from the Shastras that whatever you learn or whatever knowledge you have, all of them are paroksha only. That is something called aparoksha anubhuti. Only with the aparoksha anubhuti one can attain the supreme. That is Jivan Mukti. He had learned that. So he was not satisfied with all this. So he waited for that moment. He started his Teerthayatras. He roamed around South India. Everywhere in South India he roamed. But he couldn't find anyone who can bestow him with this immense bliss from the Jivan Mukti. So one day he was walking through the streets of Vadivishwaram, a place in Nagarkovil. He was walking. He was just 28 years at that time. Just 28 years. He saw a man, an old man looking very ugly, who was eating some food, remains of food after a feast. Somebody has thrown some plantain leaves on the side of a road. And this old looking ugly man was picking waste rice from that leaf and was eating. Some little kids were throwing stones at this ugly man. So Swamigal saw this man and he started looking at him. Swamigal identified that this man is not an ugly, ordinary, mad man. Swamigal identified him as a rare avadhuta. So he started looking at him. He waited there. He was watching him, what he was doing. The moment this man found that this young man was looking at him, the old ugly man started walking. Swamigal didn't stop. He walked after him. The man started running. Swamigal also started running. And finally this ugly looking man reached at the top of a hill and stopped there. Swamigal came running and suddenly he fell down, unconscious. When the consciousness came, he was resting on the lap of this man. The man asked him to sit beside him. He looked, he gazed into his eyes. He touched him, and on his ears he spoke a few divine words. It was a moment of immense bliss. An ocean of bliss poured into this man, this young 28-year-old Swami. He had found what he was, or what he is, and what he will be. He has realized that he is not this ordinary body. He is beyond all these things. He is that one supreme consciousness without a second, the Satchidananda Brahma. He realized his oneness with Satchidananda Brahma. And that was a moment of ecstasy for him. All his knots of karma bandhas have been removed by that divine initiation. That technique of initiation is a particular one in the Shaiva Siddhanta Sampradaya. And that too among the Jnana Sampradaya of Shaiva Siddhantas. Shaiva Siddhanta is generally known as a Dvaita Siddhanta. But there is a sect among these Shaiva Siddhantas who gives importance to Jnana, Advaita philosophy, and this particular way of initiation was a part of that. Swamiji was highly qualified that with Sravana itself he attained Jivan Mukti. We all study Vedanta that if a person is highly qualified, Sravana is enough. If not, he has to do Manana and Nididhyasana. Swamiji was highly qualified that with Sravana itself he attained Jivan Mukti. The rest of his life was a divine play, only to complete his prarabdha karma. So this is a brief history of his life. After his Jivan Mukti, he started roaming around different places of Kerala. He had disciples. He was influenced by Narayana Guru Swamigal, as Mitranji pointed out. Narayana Guru Swami was one of the greatest spiritual revolutionaries of Kerala. Chatambi Swamigal had two sannyasi disciples which have to be mentioned. They are Nilakanta Teerthapada Swamigal and Teerthapada Paramahamsa Swamigal. So he had many household disciples also. And during his traveling, he was once staying at Ernakulam in one of his household disciples' home. Somebody told that a Swami from Bengal has arrived here. And he took him to the Swami. It was none other than Swami Vivekananda. So they spoke in Sanskrit because only Sanskrit was the only language both of them have in common. So they spoke in Sanskrit, and Vivekananda Swamigal asked Chatambi Swamigal that, what is the meaning of Chinmudra? I have been asking many sages, many sannyasis, many yogis, many siddhas, what is the meaning of Chinmudra? I am not understanding the real meaning of Chinmudra. Can you please elucidate the meaning of Chinmudra? Swamigal explained the meaning of Chinmudra by quoting an unknown commentary of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which I don't know whether it is available today. He explained its philosophical meaning as well as the meaning related to the human body also. He told that the touching of the two fingers is related to the nervous system in the brain and how it changes a person's brain activity if it is holded like this. And he also explained the meaning in Advaitic way also. Jiva Brahmaikya is the real meaning. And he quoted an unknown scripture. He was titled Srividyathiraja. Chinmayanji has termed it as majesty of knowledge. It was the majesty of knowledge. There was nothing unknown to him. He was an expert in music, Nyaya Shastra, all the darshanas, all the tantra. He was a great painter also. There is a Sri Chakra painting done by Swamiji in his Samadhi place there. So, his excellence is incomparable. So, Swamiji and later Vivekananda Swamigal remarked, in Malabar I met a remarkable man. And owing to his humbleness, Swamiji replied, Chatambi Swamigal replied that, I am only a mosquito, Vivekananda is Garuda. I am only a mosquito. So that was his simplicity and humbleness. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, as Gita says. So his traveling continued, and he had a habit of writing something in a piece of paper and throwing it at that place. He was an avadhuta. He doesn't care of anything. He never went to establish something or publish books or nothing. He roamed freely. His disciples took whatever he wrote and they made it book. So he wrote several books in that. One of the most important was the beginning of the social renaissance in Kerala. It all started with one book called Vedathikara Nirupanam. It was a time in Kerala that the society was facing serious threat from the caste discriminations. Women and Shudras were not allowed to learn Vedas. As Stri Shudra, they say Stri and Shudra, they cannot learn Vedas. Swamigal questioned it. Swami wrote Vedathikara Nirupanam, in which the eligibility of learning Vedas is discussed. With authoritative accuracy, Swamiji proved that in the conclusion of that book, Swamiji writes, anyone who has deep desire and having a moral life is eligible to learn the Vedas. Whatever be his caste, sex, creed, religion, whatever it is, anyone with a desire, deep desire and moral life. This is same or echoing as Athado Brahma Jignasa, as Atha Shabda gives the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sambhati. One who has the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sambhati is eligible for learning Vedanta. The deep desire, mumukshutva is the deep desire of getting liberated from this world. So one who has deep desire, who or he or she, he can learn. It questioned the orthodox mentality of the priesthood which was prevailing at that time in Kerala. So taking inspiration from Swamigal, many of his disciples started teaching Vedas and Shastras to women and the downtrodden people society. Another book he wrote is Prajina Malayalam. See how great his knowledge is, vast his knowledge is. In this book he discusses history and geography of entire, not only Kerala, he goes beyond Kerala and he starts from Tirupati and ends in Kanyakumari, extending that entire Tamilagam is the land of Siddhas and land of divine knowledge. Entire Tamilagam, I cite from his Adi Pasha, another text he wrote. It's about language. He compares Tamil and Sanskrit. He is in favor of a language which was older than Tamil, a Proto-Tamil or Proto-Dravidian language, from which every other language, including the European language, was born. He says so. And he says that in Prajina Malayalam, he discusses the Tamilagam. And we all know Dravida Desha is what we call this Tamilagam. Swami explains the meaning of Dravida as Tiru Idam. Tiru Idam changed to Dravida. Tiru Idam means divine place. And this Tiru Idam can be, this meaning can be seen in Tirumala's Tirumandiram also. A similar meaning can be found in Tirumala's Tirumandiram also. So he advocated that this land is the land of divine beings. Nobody can take authority and say that this is ours only. It was a time in 1900s that certain people argued that this is our land and no one else can have any right over this land. Again, his disciples started preaching this theory, and all the supremacy of the Orthodox team has been destroyed by these powerful words of Swamigal. So Vedadikara Nirupanam and Prajina Malayalam was the beginning of social renaissance in Kerala. No one dared before him to question the authority of the Orthodox people. It was through these texts that people got an idea that, oh, Shastras are saying like this, then why should we follow all this thing? He is never saying from imagination. He is quoting all the Shastras. He quotes Vatteduth, Koleduth, Vedas, Upanishads, everything. He quotes and says all these things. So these two texts were the beginning of social renaissance in Kerala. And one of the most discussed texts of Swami is Kustumata Chedanam. Kustumata Chedanam was before two books, Kustumata Nirupanam and Kustumata Saram. It's a refutation of Christianity as well as the real understanding of Christianity. At the time, you might have heard of Ettumanur Shiva temple, one of the famous Shiva temple in Kerala. At that time, it was Britishers were ruling at that time. So the missionary works were so strong that they were always trying to convert the Hindus into Christianity. So at that time, when people go to worship in this Ettumanur temple, these missionaries will come in their way and say, stop there, why are you worshipping these idols? They have no life. You come to us, we will give you life, they are saying. So somebody informed this thing to Swamigal. He suddenly wrote Kustumata Nirupanam. In that he refuted every argument in the Bible, and he said that this is not even worth to be refuted. He argued that there are no point in refuting this because it is like that only. He was not insulting that religion. Later, as a continuation to that, he wrote Kustumata Saram. What really Christ taught? It's not what the missionary is telling you. And he published these books. What these missionaries did was that they bought all the copies of this Kustumata Nirupanam and Kustumata Saram, and they burned it to ashes. They burned it, completely burned it. So what Swamigal did was, Swamigal called two of his disciples, one Nilakanta Pillai and Karuva Krishna Ashan. These two people were from two different communities, one from Nayar community and other was from Idava community, two different communities of Kerala. And he taught them the meanings of Christ's teachings and refutations of Bible. And asked them, you go to every nook and corner of this land and speak the truth to the public. They started their public speeches everywhere, at every temple, every corner of this Kerala. And they started their speeches quoting Swamigal's words. People were illuminated. They understood that what these missionaries were saying are of no use. And we should be proud of our Hindu culture. We should be proud of our vast tradition. We should stay in our tradition. And we should not follow these blind beliefs. And not only these two persons, his other sannyasi disciples also started preaching these things. Teerthapada Paramahamsa Swamigal was one of his disciples who stood against this conversion. There was a famous Gauri Amma case at Kottayam. One young girl was converted to Christianity. With the efforts of Teerthapada Swamigal, she was brought back to Hinduism. It was the first Gharvapasi of Kerala. And This is what his ideas about Christianity. But all these were possible because he had established himself in that supreme knowledge. He wrote Advaita Chinta Paddhati. Without understanding one's own self, how could one change this world? Without changing oneself, how can one change this world? If somebody wants to change this world, only way is to change themselves. So Swamigal could make some change to society because he was established in that supreme state. He wrote Advaita Chinta Paddhati. It's a wonderful Vedantic book. He explains every aspects of philosophy, Vedanta philosophy, Advaita philosophy. He discusses Adhyaropa, Apavada. He says the importance of human body, the need for preserving it in a dharmic way. You know, he was an expert in medicine also, that I forgot to tell you. When he was in Maritwamale, it is said that people used to make fun of him by calling him Got, G-O-A-T, Got, because he used to bite every leaf he sees. And he tastes this and he identifies, oh, this is of this quality, so this is good for this disease. I will tell you an interesting story if time allows. Once Swamigal was at one of his disciples' home, who was a Ayurveda expert, practitioner also. It's a great Vaidya. And one patient was brought to him, and the Swami was there. Swami was silent. He was simply sitting there. So this Vaidya was checking on this patient, and Vaidya told that there is no other medicine other than Ajamamsa to cure this. Swami was a strict vegetarian. He never visit the home of a person, of anyone who cooks meat or fish or anything. Strict vegetarian. He had written a book called Jivakarunya Nirupanam, which is exclusively on Ahimsa Siddhanta. So this Vaidya told that this can be cured without this meat, this Ajamamsa, meat of God. So Swami was listening to this, and Swami called him, Mr. Vaidyan, is there any other option to cure this without taking meat? He said, no, there is no other option. Even Ashtanga Hridaya says this. Or he quoted some other Ayurveda text. And there also it is said that only Ajamamsa can cure this disease. And suddenly, Swamigal quoted some other old text and told that there's a particular kind of leaf or a plant whose leaf and roots can cure this disease. So instead of meat, you use this. And it was used and the disease was cured. Such a knowledgeable person was he. Is it? So, he later, he lived a life like this Avadhuta and traveled everywhere. These are his major works, text he wrote. And he taught many household disciples, from little kids to old men. Depending on their eligibility, he gave them sannyasa as well as small initiations and small upadeshas. He was a great mridangam player. He used to carry a genjara always with him. The name of his mridangam was Agastya, maybe owing to his shape, I don't know. His mridangam was called Agastya. He always carries a genjara along with him. A great musician, he has composed to some. So I will conclude in a few words. After a few words, I will cite one more thing, that the spiritual teachings of Chatambi Swamigal is known as Teerthapada Sampradaya, and this Teerthapada Sampradaya is a blend of Adi Shankara's Advaita Siddhanta and Shaiva Siddhanta. And Teertha has been taken from the Dashanami of Shankara, and Pada denotes the Shaiva tradition in Tamil Nadu. And he connects both the heart of Kashi and the Pada of Chidambaram. The first Tamil Kashi Sangamam was done by Chatambi Swamigal only. And I have less time, so I couldn't elaborate on that. So it was a great moment for me and to stand before you and speak a few words about my Padatpara Guru and his association with Chinmayanji. As I told, it was the foundation laying ceremony of Chinmaya Mission. And with all your permission, I am concluding my words. Thank you for listening to me. Hari Om.
Sahanavavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhidavastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram No Avivadaya Manaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyavadeva. Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryajatraha. Sthirairangaistushtuvam sastanubhir Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Om Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swastina Starkshyo Arishtanemi. Swastino Brihaspatirdadhadu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamrudad. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krito Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurte Namah. Om Sada Shiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Varyandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vansharshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Sarvo Vaplavarahida Prajnanaghana Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mridam Gamaya. Today we are very glad to attend the 108th birth anniversary Jayanti of Sadgurudev Chinmayananda ji. And beside the Chatambi Swamiji's 100th Samadhi Varsha also. 1924th, May 5th was the Samadhi of Chatambi Swamiji. So that the 2024th May will be the 100th Samadhi. So we are very glad to gather and enjoy the Gurudev's contribution to the world. Kerala is so lucky that not Kerala in Tamil Nadu, Bharata itself and all the world. Durlabham preme veda devanugrahedugam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshraya. Say in the Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says. जो मनुष्य जन्म जो अपने को प्राप्त होता है वो बहुत दुर्लभ से, कठिनाई से होता है। और मनुष्य जन्म प्राप्त होने के बाद भी मुमुक्षु होना वो भी बहुत मुश्किल है। और मुमुक्षु होने के बाद भी सद्गुरुओं के जो संग मिलना वो भी बहुत कठिन है। तो इट इज़ वेरी रेयर टू गेट द मनुष्य जन्म, and after getting the Manusha Janma, we cannot able to reach the moksha, destroying all the bondages and achieving the ultimate truth and blessings of God. For that, to reach a real Guru and giving our everything to him and get initiation from the Guru. What Narayana Guru get from Chatambi Swamiji, after hearing the death of Swamiji, Narayana Gurudev wrote 2 Anushtup slokas. Sarvajna Rishi Utkanda Sadguru Shukavartmana Abhadi Paramavyomni Leelaya Kalamadhigam Nitvande Samahaprabhu Niswam Vabu Samusrijya Swam Brahma Vaburastidaha. Our real Swarupa is Brahman itself. By knowing, that is what written in Mundagopanishad, Dve Vidye Vedidavye Parachaiva Aparacha. Tatra Apara Rigvedo, Yajurveda, Samvedo, Atharveda, Shiksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Niriktam, Chando, Jyotisham. Whatever we are studying from Shabda Shastra or Veda, everything are Aparavidya. Aparavidya means that is unknowledge itself, not knowledge. The Athapara, Eya Tadaksharam. After that, Paravidya is explained by through we can able to understand, able to attain the Brahman. That is Eya Tadaksharam. जिसके द्वारा उस अक्षर परमात्मा को पा सके वही पराविद्या. If we are not able to reach that paravidya, our living is completely truthless or destroyed, our life destroyed. So we can able to try by getting this Manusha Janma, what is the ultimate truth of this world and who am I, which Ramana Maharshi says every time. We should know, we should inquire, what is my actual real Sarupa. This body is not mine, that is come from Panchabhuta, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jal or Prithvi. By getting this, that is because of that, this is not mine, this is Panchabhutas. What is my real stand? I am that Brahman. That is written in Mundagopanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham means I am that Brahman. In the literally meaning, it is not correct because this body is not Brahman. Brahman means Sarvavyapi, staying everywhere and bliss and Ananda, Chaitanya and Ananda. Written in Taittiriya Upanishad, Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. Anandam Brahmedi Vyajanad. Satya जो सब जगह जो हैं वही सत्य है, और ज्ञान जिसके द्वारा ये सब प्रकाशित हो रहा है वही ज्ञान है, और जो सच है और प्रकाशित हो रहा है वही अपने को सुख देने वाला है। तभी हम खुशी बना सकते हैं, हमारे जीवन सफल हो सकता है। उस परमात्मा को जानने के लिए हमेशा हमेशा प्रयत्नरत रहना चाहिए। वी शुड वर्क हार्ड टू अटेन दैट गोल, दैट इज सर्वज्ञ। चट्टम्बी स्वामी इज सर्वज्ञ, सर्वम ज्ञानादि। यदि सर्वज्ञ जो कुछ है सबको जानने वाला। इन अद्वैत चिंतावधि स्वामी जी से अध्यारोप अपवादाभ्याम निष्प्रपंचम प्रपंचते शिष्याणाम बोध सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्वज्ञ कल्पित क्रमः। इफ वी आर सीइंग एनीथिंग दैट इज नॉट ब्रह्मन, दैट इज मेड बाय समथिंग, दैट इज the aropa. In the base of that is whole world is Brahman, and the ajnana is ajnana make us to see the prapancha, the world, just like a rope laid in shadow. We think that is a sarpa, but we bring some light and look into the clearly. That is, there is no sarpa, there is no snake. Kindu, that rope is there. In the same way, the whole world is stand upon that Brahman, and we cannot able to understand that Brahman. We say this is the ultimate truth, but this body and this world both are kalpita, both are attained on that truth. That is not right. By avada, we can understand what is the ultimate truth. By knowing that, we can able to reach the ultimate truth of this world is Brahman, and I am also that Brahman. That is written in Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham means this literal meaning is not right there. My actual form is undestroyable and unconditional. That bodha, jnana, that is the ultimate light. That is the truth, and we can, this is the literal meaning of hum is perishing. That is, we can able to see all the time after the born. We are always changing by eating and drinking and everything, and after some time it is going perishing. That this perishable thing is not me. Who am I? In the very child itself, I am the same. Even this 70 or 80 years old, I am the same. But my upadhi, my bondage body is always changing. So ultimate that Brahma, Kutastha Chaitanya, in the form of that Kutastha Chaitanya, I am that Kutastha Chaitanya. And what is that Kutastha Chaitanya? Brahma Chaitanya itself become the Kutastha in the form of who am I. By inquiring about it and reaching the ultimate truth, we can able to understand I am not this body, the external body, or that Sushma Sharira and Karna Sharira. Three are not my actual form. My actual form is Kutastha Chaitanya, that is Brahman itself. Brahman, Brihatvad, Brihanatvad va Brahma. So, from all the things we are above that, and that is the Brahman, that Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. For Purusharthas, Dharma is our duties get from childhood, or that is Dharma is different for different peoples. Brahmachari's Dharma is different, Grihastha's Dharma is different, Vanaprastha's Dharma is different, Sannyasi's Dharmas are different. फिर भी सबको अपने अपने धर्म हैं, उस धर्म का आचरण करके ही हम उस परमात्मा को पा सकेगा। उस परमात्मा को पाना ही हमारे जीवन का आखिर लक्ष्य है। उसी को पाने के लिए वो सबका अधिकार है। वही वेदाधिकार निरूपण में चटम्बी स्वामी जी बताया। वेदाधिकार निरूपण इन हरिकृष्णा explained that all, everyone who has the thirst of that knowledge, who can study Veda, there is no difference between man or woman or Brahmana or Shudra. Everyone has the right to attain that ultimate goal. That is the beauty of our Vedas. In Veda itself, Kavasha, Adi, Shudra studied Veda and he prayed his mantras in the yaga that is narrated in Veda. Chatambi Swamiji started his knowledge, his findings, and he taught to sannyasins and grihasthas and even childs also. He is not staying any peculiar place, always surrounding the all community, all Shuddha. He did not take any fish or meat or madhya. Such a Shuddha, such a pure place he is trying to reach and stay there and teach them. He become one of them. Where he reached, he become one of them. If he reached in boys or children's, he become a children. By narrating this, Swamiji says, Vidyananda Swamiji writes in his Chatambi Swamiji's philosophy, biography, he reached a place, they are children playing. He says, you make a pig and put mud up to shoulder. I will come outside 1 second. They all tried to make a big pit and put mud on him, and he 1 second he come out. That is the trick he knows. That is, we will see that is a Aishwarya or Siddhi, but not Siddhi, that he is such a capacity in him. All his 71 years, 70 years he was healthy and very pleasant. After his 71st year, he understand to throw this body and go to our actual form. That is, he neglected his, otherwise he is eating every leaves of different medicinal, and he known as Aadu Kunjan, and a sheep. Such a way he is eating everything and testing its medicinal value, and he is using for others, even who left his life, he give some medicine and again he come back. It's such a magician knowledge about everything, so he is known as Srividyathiraja. He went to a library, Kubakara library, and he studied there 3 days, not at all going outside or eating or drinking, nothing. He studied everything and come out of that library. The librarian asked Swamiji, "You studied everything?" "Yes." "If you want to test me, you can ask." He asked very rare tantric vishayas, tantric meanings of some rare books. He gave actual meaning of that, and he blessed and he gave the name of Vidyathiraja. All Vidyas, Adhiraja, and he knows wrestling and Sangeeta, Tabla, our dog Sadhya itself. He done dog feeding. Once he went to a magistrate's house, he asked Swamiji to take food from here. Swamiji says, "I am not alone. 25 my Shishyas, disciples also will come. If you are ready to feed everyone, I will come." In the after deciding one day, Swamiji at the right time came there, and magistrate asked Swamiji, "Where are the disciples? We prepared food for everyone." Swamiji says, "Put the leaf," and made that pankti. After giving Swamiji, they want to give Swamiji food inside the room. Swamiji says, no, you put the leaf with everyone. And after sitting, Swamiji, that sound made every dogs, one by one came there and sit in front of that leaf and take food. There is no quarrel with them. They are very obedient to Swamiji. And in the same way, that snake, Murkhan palm, cobra, he ran before a crow. Swamiji says, "Chi." Yeah, he said that आवाज, that सुन करके वो कोबरा अपने पति को दबा करके चला गया। ऐसे फिर एक बार एक कुत्ता एक बकरी को काट करके शरीर में पूरा खून लगा करके बहुत क्रूर रूप से देख रहा था। उसी समय स्वामी उधर गया, उसको मारने के लिए कोई बंदूक लेकर के उसको मारने की तैयारी में थे। स्वामी बताया, आदमी से इतने छोटा सा ये जानवर से आदमी क्या बड़ा नहीं है, आदमी इसको नहीं दबा सकते हैं। स्वामी उधर गया, वो लोग सोचा स्वामी को मार देगा। स्वामी उधर जाते जाते ही वो कुत्ता को ऐसे आवाज़ लगाया, वो एक बिल्ला जैसे सामने आकर के प्रणाम करके उसके कंधे पर पकड़ करके स्वामी जी ऐसे सॉन्ग लगा करके चल रहे थे। ऐसा इन सच्चे वे स्वामी जी इज ए कमांडर टू ऑल creatures, even mouse and dogs, everyone are. That is what written in Vallathol. Shandiye Parattuma Swami then Munil Chennal Shardula Bhujangadi Himsajandukal Bulum Chikkanu Bhavam Mari Shishar Bolu Dukkatil Dilkaye Padi Ullu Hatoram Taborashi। शांति को फैलाने वाले उस स्वामी जी के पास जो जाते हैं, शार्दूल भुजंग, जो बाघ हैं या सांब हैं, ऐसे जो क्रूर जीव भी तुरंत ही अपना क्रूरता को छोड़ करके एक चेला के रूप में उनके सामने वो रहते थे। आखिर समाधि के समय में भी उनको मिलने के लिए जो भी आते हैं उसके नीचे सांप रहते हैं और मेढक रहते हैं और कुत्ता आदि भी रह जाते हैं। सब आपस में तालमेल से रहते हैं, कोई आपस में झगड़ा झंझट आदि नहीं होता। सच्चे रूप में जो रहने वाला उनके सानिध्य से ही, जो पतंजलि महर्षि कहते हैं अहिंसा प्रतिष्ठायाम तत्सन्निधौ वैरत्याग, जिन्होंने अहिंसा में प्रतिष्ठित हो गया उनके समीप में बाकी सब जीव अपने वैर को छोड़ करके चेले के रूप से या माता पिता के सामने बैठे जैसे शांत रहते हैं, इसी प्रकार वो शिष्य के समान वो शांत रहते हैं। ऐसे जो स्वामी जी का जो परंपरा है वो उसके बारे में हरिकृष्ण ने ये काफ़ी कुछ बताया। सर्वज्ञ ऋषि माने पहले जो बताया, जो वेद ज्ञान है, आर्ष ज्ञान है, वो जिनको प्राप्त हुआ वो ऋषि हैं। और देवताओं के अनुग्रह से भी विद्या प्राप्त हो जाता है और मनुष्य प्रयत्न से भी विद्या प्राप्त हो जाता है। उसमें आर्ष ज्ञान चटम्बी स्वामी जी को थे, वही उसमें बताया। ऋषि उत्क्रांत सद्गुरु, सत माने परमात्मा ही है, सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्मा में सत्य शब्द परमात्मा को बताया। वो परमात्मा को जो जिन्होंने प्राप्त कर लिया और उसको अपने शिष्यों को उपदेश देते हैं, वही सद्गुरु। सत और गुरु, गुशब्दस्तु अंधकार से ऋशब्दस्तम निरोधा, अंधकार निरोधित्वा गुरुरित्यभिधीयते, जो अज्ञान को मिटाने वाला ही तो गुरु है। ऐसे जो सद्गुरु शुकवर्तमना माने जो तोते हैं, तोते जिस प्रकार पेड़ के ऊपर जो फल हैं वो एक उड़ान से उड़ करके उसके ऊपर जाके खा लेते हैं। उसी प्रकार जब ये शरीर को छोड़ दिया उसी समय परमात्मा को प्राप्त कर लिया। ब्रह्म वेद ब्रह्म ही भवति, जो ब्रह्म तत्व को जाना वो ब्रह्म ही बन जाता है। ऐसे जो परमात्मा है। और पिपीलिका मार्ग दूसरे जो कहते हैं, एक चींटी पेड़ के ऊपर कोई शाखा में एक फल है तो उसको खाने के लिए एक एक पाव रख करके शाखा से ऊपर जा करके ही वो खा सकते हैं। उसके स्थान पर तोता 1 सेकंड में ये वो खा लेता है। इसी प्रकार मोक्ष को जिन्होंने प्राप्त कर लिया, ऐसा जो लीला के रूप से परमात्मा ही अवतीर्ण हुए हैं। साक्षात शिव जी का ही अवतार हैं चटम्बी स्वामी जी। ऐसा उनका जीवन चरित्रकार जो बायोग्राफी लिखे हैं जिन्होंने, वो उसको बताया है। ऐसे जो मार्ग से ही जा कर के अपने जीवन को सफल बना लिया, दूसरे को भी उसी मार्ग में लगाया। आचार्य हैं, कुल देवता है, उसी चटम्बी स्वामी जी के संपर्क में जो भी आए वो सब दुनिया के सबसे ऊंचे स्थान पर पहुँचे। वही अभी अपने चिन्मया मिशन का भी चिन्मया मिशन की स्थापना की है और विश्व हिंदू परिषद का भी स्थापना चिन्मयानंद जी ने किया। इस दुनिया के उद्धार के लिए जो काम किया, शंकराचार्य जी जिस प्रकार भारत के चारों कोने पर 4 आश्रम स्थापना की, मठ स्थापना की, जोशी मठ और उधर पूरब में मठ हैं, श्रृंगेरी हैं और उधर का ऐसे 4 द्वारका में 4 मठ स्थापना की। इसी प्रकार शिष्य प्रशिष्यों के द्वारा सारे दुनिया में अपने ज्ञान को प्रसारित करने वाले चटम्बी स्वामी जी के जो देन हैं, आज केरल है या तमिलनाडु है, भारत है, सारे दुनिया में भी उनके जय जयकार होते रहते हैं। ऐसे जो चटम्बी स्वामी जी के भक्त और उनके शिष्य चिन्मयानंद जी हैं या शिवानंद स्वामी जी ऋषिकेश में डिवाइन लाइफ सोसाइटी के जो संस्थापक हैं, और उनका भी जो उत्तरकाशी में रह रहे हिमवत विभूति तपोवन स्वामी जी और चिन्मयानंद जी, और उसी समय ही विवेकानंद जी और रामकृष्ण परमहंस, ऐसे बहुत सारे रमण महर्षि, ऐसे बड़े बड़े महापुरुषों के ये योगदान हैं। आज शांति और समाधान के बारे में उसी के मार्ग में चिंतन करें, उसी के मार्ग में हम चले, तभी हम उस परम लक्ष्य को पा सकेगा। फॉर दैट वी शुड टेक द ओथ टू अटेन दैट डिवाइन height, divine light, divine bliss from the parampara. By that we should live in our own legs. That is Modi ji also saying we should we should know how to live self. Don't beg before others. That is the ultimate Upadesha. That is the of Swamiji, and we are very happy, very glad to know the Chatambi Swamiji's disciple Chinmayanandaji's his own word we hear here, and that is very, very proud to all of us, and we become one of the disciple of that Guru Parampara that will make us to attain the ultimate truth and moksha itself. Jantunam narajanma durlabham adap pumstam tado viprada തസ്മാത് വൈദികധർമ്മമാർഗപരത വിദ്വത്വം അസ്മാത് പരം ആത്മാനാത്മവിവേചനം സ്വനുഭവോ ബ്രഹ്മാത്മനാ സംസ്ഥിതിർ മുക്തിർനോ ശതകോടി ജന്മസുഹൃതൈ പുണ്യേർവിനാ ലഭ്യതേ. जो क्रीचर्स जंतूनाम नरजन्म मनुष्य जन्म दुर्लभ, very difficult to attain this मनुष्य जन्म. In that मनुष्य जन्म itself, getting the man purusha जन्म is very difficult. तथा that मनुष्य जन्म itself विप्रदा, जो वेद को जानने वाला वही विप्र है, ऐसा जो जन्म मिलना बहुत कठिन है. आत्मा अनात्म विवेचन, वैदिक धर्म को जानना और उसमें रहना, विद्वत्व उसमें भी ज्ञान प्राप्त करना, आत्मा अनात्म विवेचन, आत्मा क्या है अनात्मा क्या है उसका विवेचन करके अपने स्वरूप में ही स्थित हो जाना, ये बहुत कठिन है. उसके लिए प्रयत्न करें सभी महापुरुष, उनका उपदेश वही है. अब वो जो मार्ग में चले वो हमको निर्देश करते हैं, उसी में चलने के भगवान की और गुरु परंपरा की कृपा प्राप्त हो जाए. ऐसे करते हुए मैं अपने वाणी को विराम देता हूँ. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्ते नमः. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हरि ओं तत्सत्. हरि ओं तत्सत्.